Yo, what is up guys, Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. So, William Zepeda, or Cameron, defeats Mercito Gesta by a 6th round stoppage. Now I have to say, this fight was as one-sided as an amputee's dance routine. And let's be real, I think we all expected that going in. We all expected Zepeda to win this fight. Really, it was about how good he would look. And I felt he looked very good in this fight. He basically just implemented everything he does well in this fight. Again, going into it, I expected Zepeda to win. I expected him to win well. And quite frankly, I'll be honest, I wasn't really happy with the matchmaking for this fight. You know, following the Jojo Diaz fight, I've kind of felt that Zepeda needs that next level of opponents, you know, to be further tested and for us as fans to ascertain how good this guy really is. I do think Zepeda is very dangerous though. He brings attributes to the lightweight division that, you know, not a lot of fighters are bringing right now. First and foremost, I'll say this right now, this may be a controversial opinion. Zepeda looks to have one of the best gas tanks in boxing right now. His punch output is ridiculous, and he proved he can do that over 12 rounds. I mean, even in this fight with Mercito Gesta, after 3 rounds, at the end of the 3rd round, Zepeda had already thrown 335 punches. So, you know, he's on course to, you know, throwing 1,200 punches in that fight if it went the distance. And he showed that against Jojo Diaz. That fight with Jojo Diaz, he set the lightweight CompuBox record for most punches thrown in a lightweight fight. The guy's got a crazy gas tank, a crazy work rate, he throws in combinations, he's strong, he's physical. I wouldn't say he's a monster puncher or anything like that, not even a big puncher, dare I say, but he's heavy-handed enough, and combine that with his volume, it becomes a problem. He kind of beats guys down and really kind of takes their soul. He's that sort of guy. As well as that, he's a southpaw, 5'9" for lightweight. He's not a small guy either. I like the variety of his work. I like the fact that Zepeda doesn't throw the same combination twice in a row or rarely. So out of a southpaw stance, he can open up with a jab for 1-2, follow inside with a right hook to the body, right hook to the head. Sometimes he'll lead with a right hook to the head, then right hook to the body, uppercut to the chest. He switches combinations up. Sometimes he'll solely focus on the body with a 3 or 4 punch combination. Sometimes he'll mix it up. The combinations of Zepeda are usually varied, and I really like that variety. Yeah, he leaves openings when he opens up. Naturally, when you're throwing fucking 12, 13, 1400 punches a fight, you're going to leave openings, right? He's just a very aggressive fighter, but even in that sense, you know, when he approaches, he can throw up quite a good high guard. He's actually quite good as well at pressuring you from the outside, where he maintains range, he puts the hands up, he'll use the jab to try and measure you, he'll push you back. He's not like a crash bang wallop pressure fighter like Brandon Rios. There are some skills there. He mixes things up well. He can show different elements to his game. Like I said, he can fire from the outside quite comfortably. He's got decent straight punches, decent jab, decent guard. Really, the defensive deficiencies come when he's really opening up, when he's really letting go of combinations. In those moments, you can time him in between his combinations. But, you know, naturally, when you throw that many punches, you're going to leave openings, like I said. It is what it is. And yeah, Mercito Gesta never really had much success in this fight. The success he did have was usually like 1 shot at a time. So, like I say, Zepeda would be opening up, throwing combinations, and Gesta would throw like one or two in the exchanges, which would land, but nothing that was affecting William Zepeda. And Zepeda basically worked Gesta over throughout this fight whether it be on the outside, mid-range, or the inside. He completely dominated it. In fact, in this fight, it looked like Zepeda was hurting Gesta more when he was throwing from the outside. It was like a jab and followed by a long straight left hand, and every time that shot caught Gesta, it looked like it hurt him from the outside. William Zepeda's southpaw right hook to the body was also very effective. Placed it under Gesta's elbow every single time. Really, really good punch placement there. Again, he just went through Gesta like a doorway, to be honest. And yeah, easy fight. Easy fight. I can't really break it down too much because it was just a beatdown, quite frankly. Absolute beatdown. Eventually, the referee, Jack Reese, saw enough. In round 6, Gesta was stopped standing. Zepeda was just working him over. And yeah, Jack Reese jumped in to wave it off, and rightly so, because this fight was very one-sided. But, you know, it was to be expected. Zepeda, you know, we all expected him to win, like I said, and now I think it's time for a step up. I've been speaking about Zepeda for quite some time. I rate him, I think he's good, I think he's dangerous, but I want to find out how good and how dangerous. I think he's certainly a risky fight for many guys at lightweight, but really now I want to see his ceiling. I want to see him take a step up fight. The issue for Zepeda is that lightweight is a very it's a division that is heavy on politics. You've got some guys over at Top Rank, some guys on PBC, and really that's where all the big fights lie. You know, Shakur Stevenson is a Top Rank fighter, Tank Davis PBC, Lomachenko Top Rank, you know, Frank Martin PBC, Isaac Cruz PBC. I mean, I'd love to see the Isaac Cruz fight, to be honest. I think that would be a war. I really do. That would be a great fight. I would actually take Zepeda as a favourite in that one. But I'd also really like to see Zepeda versus Shakur Stevenson. I think that would be a great fight. I think that would be Stevenson's biggest test by far in his career. I really do. Alternatively, maybe Zepeda should look at moving up to 140. Devin Haney is on the zone, so it seems. Devin Haney's fighting Prograis in his next fight. I happen to believe Haney wins. But again, even Prograis, he's on the zone as well, so maybe Zepeda could target the winner of that particular fight. I actually think Zepeda could be a bad matchup for Devin Haney. I said in 2021 or 2020, whenever I made my first Zepeda video, if those two guys were to fight, I would pick Zepeda. And that might be controversial, but I still feel no different. I would still take Zepeda over Haney. I don't see how Haney gets Zepeda's respect, to be honest. I mean, he couldn't do it against little Lomachenko. No disrespect to Lomachenko, but the guy in real life is a midget, let's be real. Haney's a massive lightweight, and he couldn't keep a little featherweight off of him. Now, I know Zepeda's not as technically sound as Lomachenko, doesn't come in with the same sort of angles, but what he does do is he comes in with pace, he comes in with aggression, he tries to close that distance quickly, and he throws a boatload of punches. I felt for a long time Zepeda is a really bad matchup for Devin Haney. It's one of those fights to where I think Devin Haney would have to have a lot of things in his favour to get a win, if you catch my drift. Referees, judging, etc. Because I don't see how he wins a legit fight with Zepeda, because I don't think he can hurt Zepeda. And how good is can Devin Haney keep Zepeda at arm's length and box him up? Again, like, you struggled with a 5'5" featherweight. As good as Lomachenko is, Haney lost that fight. Not so sure. What about a young Mexican who's rushing forwards, who's closing the gap quickly, who's throwing a boatload of punches, body, head, body, mixing things up. Southpaw as well, let's not forget. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. I don't think that fight's going to happen. As for Zepeda, I think he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Like I said, lightweight is filled with politics. I personally think he will struggle to get fights, unfortunately. So, listen, I hope to see Zepeda just fight the best guys he can. Maybe try to secure a mandatory type of deal. You know, try to fight in a final eliminator, something like that. But yeah, we'll see. What I will say is, I think Zepeda is one of the more interesting fighters at lightweight. Certainly, arguably the most exciting fighter at lightweight right now. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where he goes from here. I know over the last couple of years, Golden Boy have been keeping the handbrake on William Zepeda. I think it's now time to take that handbrake off and take any big fight that could be possible. But anyway, share your thoughts below. Beanie Guy Del Boy, peace.